Brock Purdy's performance against Dallas was interesting in the sense that I feel like a lot of people really liked it, and a lot of people thought it revealed that he wasn't good enough. I don't know what to think. I feel like there's merit on both sides. It was extremely impressive. And then it was also revealing of maybe his ultimate ceiling. What was your takeaway from what you saw?
Well, I mean, first of all, you cannot forget what this is. This is a rookie quarterback
Correct.
doing like something that no other rookie quarterback ever does.
Correct.
Even guys who are taken first overall. So there's that.
That's why I gave him a B+ for this game. I mean, his quarterback wasn't, his numbers weren't B+, but I'm like, he's a rookie. He didn't turn the ball over. He didn't have a run game. He was under pressure. He made plays. There was so much to be encouraged about from this game, from what Brock Purdy did.
And when they kept him clean, he completed almost 90%
Correct.
of his passes.
Correct.
He did throw for the 214 yards. I think 125 of those yards were in the middle of the field. So get ready for the Eagles to, break late into the middle of the field. If it comes down to break in or break out, they're breaking in.
Of course.
Be anticipating those routes, and they're going to try. Bradbury and others are going to try to jump those routes. But still, 19 of 29 for 214. Usually in the playoffs, when you dial up pressure on a young player, they fold a little bit or they feel a little bit of that pressure. There's at least 4 or 5 plays where they really succumb to the pressure. And that's if if just the playoff atmosphere. Then you introduce the kind of speed that Dallas has and how good, Quinn was with the run blitz on first and second down runs, and get into third down. You're like, he's going to turn it over. He didn't turn it over. Didn't turn it over. I mean, the 49ers had the Ray turnover. Otherwise, they're +2 on the turnover table, and Brock played with a lot of poise. And what I loved, and I heard Tim Ryan say it today, and he's totally right, some of Brock's best throws yesterday were the balls that he decided to just throw into the turf, to throw it away. It took Brock like literally 7 or 8 starts to learn what's taken Jimmy Garoppolo 7 or 8 years to learn.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Throw the ball into the turf and go to the next play. This kid's got it. I mean, I really was encouraged by it because it wasn't a stellar performance, but he stayed poised despite a ton of pressure and a ton of speed on the other side of the ball.
Absolutely. The way I feel about Brock Purdy is that he's a damn good quarterback, a starting quarterback, not a backup, a damn good quarterback. And I'm not trying to be condescending. I never said that about Jimmy Garoppolo, ever. I always felt Jimmy was serviceable at best and that the Niners were carrying him. Purdy is way better than serviceable. He's a damn good quarterback. He can manage the game and make plays at the same time. Kyle said it today. The most impressive thing about what Brock Purdy does is how well he manages the game, doesn't turn the ball over, and still makes plays. It doesn't mean he's a great quarterback. And I think that's a high bar, but at the same time, look at what's left in the NFL right now. The top 4 teams. 3 great quarterbacks in Brock Purdy. And maybe Brock Purdy will end up being a great quarterback, but you're always, unless you have a great quarterback, you're searching for a great quarterback. And what you don't want to do is end up paying a good quarterback like he's a great quarterback, because that's what Dallas did. And you end up in a situation that's very bad. So right now, Brock, damn good quarterback, a bargain. Definitely the Niners getting a bang for their buck. But is he good? Is he great enough to win a Super Bowl? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know the answer to that question.
We'll find out.
He's remarkably consistent, though, isn't he? I mean, look.
He's damn good. He is damn good.
In the regular season, 13 touchdowns, 4 picks. Mm-hmm. In the postseason, he's now 2-0 with 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Look at his numbers in college. They were really consistent year in and year out.
Consistent in college. He completed 66% yesterday against this really fast Dallas defense, and almost 90% when he wasn't pressured. To me, what I love about him is that
he's going to be pressured a lot, though, in the future coming up.
Yeah. But he at least has Kyle's trust. And it's like, if Kyle's going to have a quarterback that he doesn't trust, the way he calls the game is totally different. If you're going to pay Shanahan $5 million a year to be your play caller and play sequencer, he sure as hell better trust his quarterback. Otherwise, he puts like a third of the playbook away for another day. So the fact that him and Brock, as Kyle says, see the game the same way. There's a trust there. He's more willing to let him throw. I mean, he let him throw in the fourth quarter when the situation called to run the ball, and he's like, you know what? We got to get a couple first downs. We'll throw it to Kittle. He trusted him to throw the ball deep in his own territory in the fourth quarter of a playoff game. So, I mean, I like that. Just the fact that Kyle's got the trust in him.
I like everything about Brock Purdy, but still, you have to admit that there is a stark difference between his skill set and the remaining three quarterbacks in the league. And that doesn't mean that he won't be their franchise quarterback, but it means that I'm not necessarily sold one way or another yet. I want to know. I want to see more. I'm not saying that Trey Lance is going to start week 1 next year, but I am saying that maybe you don't trade Trey Lance. Maybe you keep Trey Lance around and hedge your bets, because maybe this is the best of Brock Purdy right now. I mean, he's so polished. He's so mature. Maybe as time goes on, defenses become more accustomed to what he does. He'll come back to earth. I have no idea what's going to happen with Brock Purdy. But it did seem like there's only so much you can do with him compared to freaking Jalen Hurts. And when you look at Jalen Hurts, you're reminded of, oh yeah, that's why the Niners gave up 3 years worth of first round picks for Trey Lance, because they felt they needed someone with that level of skill and athleticism. And that's not Brock. Although he's really freaking good. He's really freaking good. But I mean, damn, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. These are I mean, as talented a quarterbacks as you could possibly have. They can do everything. And Brock can't do everything necessarily. But, I mean, neither could Joe. So we'll see. It's an interesting story.
The only thing I'll say is that we need to seriously have a little perspective on this.
Yeah.
Talking about
a rookie.
7th round rookie quarterback who has never lost a game.
Right.
Never.
It's true.
Not once. Right. Undefeated. He's an undefeated quarterback. He has more playoff wins than Dak Prescott.
He's a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. He is a flat-out better quarterback than Dak Prescott. I'll say that right now.
You know, it's funny. Everybody's got their...
So that makes him like a top 12 quarterback in the league now, right?
He's good. He's plenty good.
He's really, really freaking good. Yeah. He's really good.
Rex Ryan.
But again...
I don't know if he can lead a team from behind when they need to pass in the 2-minute drill. Okay. He doesn't have Flacco's arm. He doesn't have that kind of a howitzer where he's like Mahomes, where if you get him Danny Gray down the field, here comes a 65-yard, missile. Yeah, he's not that kind of a player. But man, I'm not going to look the gift horse in the mouth. You got a 7th round player who's 1 win away from being national news. He's 2 wins away from having his own fucking Disney movie, and he's never lost a game.
But that's a great point. I want to stay there before we move on. I think we have to separate the sentimentality and the story of it from the reality. It's the greatest story of all time. It doesn't mean he's a great quarterback. Burden of proof's on him. We need more evidence. He needs to prove more. And the Niners are looking for a great quarterback. What the biggest mistake you can make in the NFL is committing yourself long-term to a good quarterback. It fucking ruins your franchise. Look at Denver. Look at Dallas. Look at Cleveland. And Arizona. All have good quarterbacks making $50 million a year. They're fucked long-term. If you can find good quarterbacks. Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. Trey Lance probably a good quarterback. Guys on rookie deals. Until you find the great one, you keep going through them. So Brock Purdy's got 3 more years to prove that he's great. I still want to see more. I'm not. Are you saying? Because neither of us can sit here and be like, Brock Purdy's a great quarterback.
And what were people saying at this point after Kaepernick? They were saying,
great.
He was on the cover.
Greatest of all time. Maybe the greatest of all time.
But let's just say this on Purdy. Everything, he's very consistent. He's very solid. What you see is what you get, good and bad. I think his physical skill set, as he gets more in the NFL weight room, learns the system better, gets a little older, a little stronger, works on his body a little bit more, I think you're going to see him actually improve his athletic profile, and it's already damn good. And then the question is, can you make it to win in the NFL? You need to be the special quarterback. The Josh Allen, the Joe Burrow, the Mahomes.
The Jalen Hurts.
2 things. Jalen Hurts. You have to be able to play from the pocket and succeed from the pocket. And then you also have to have athleticism to avoid the rush, evade the rushers, extend plays, and be able to make plays down the field. I think Purdy can do all of those things. Now, he doesn't have the big arm, but outside of the big arm, the guy has an incredible skill set. And I'll say this, the players who I think are sometimes the harshest, most severe critics, man, there's just a lot of them that are in his camp really
I really like him. He's just a little small, and you saw it on the quarterback draw. Like, you can't call plays like that for him.
Oh, yeah. That was a terrible call.
You can't call that, but you can call that for Jalen Hurts. They called a quarterback draw in the game for Jalen Hurts. He scored a touchdown. You could call that for Pat. Those are big guys.
Jalen Hurts can squat 1,100 pounds and has running back strength.
Like Brock Purdy gets everything out of himself. I love Brock Purdy, but I'm sorry. Look at Jalen Hurts. Is he going to beat Jalen Hurts this weekend? I don't know. Can he get over the hump? I don't know. And if not, is it worth? Do you need to go back and look at Trey Lance and be like, well, I mean, there's a reason we brought him in. There's a reason we like the skill set. You know, we can't give up on that. Let's hedge our bets here. We got two guys.
There's an issue with Trey is that and I read this weekend, if Trey comes back, I think he counts like whatever it is, 10 million against the cap. If they trade Trey, they take a $20 million cap hit plus. So I don't, even though I'm sure there are teams that would like to have Trey Lance, and I guarantee you the Niners will get offers if they put him out there. I think the cap hit will be too severe. I don't think they'll be willing to endure it. I don't know if it gets better in future years, but I can't see him taking a $20 million cap hit to move on from Trey. But I will say this, driving home last night, I'm listening to Andy Gresh on CBS Radio. He is convinced that if the Niners lose this game to the Eagles, that Tom Brady is going to come here and be the 49ers quarterback. I mean, he talked about it on CBS Radio last night. I think that
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. Forget that. That is that's ridiculous.